Да так быстро видела. Вау, блядь!
A key military-industrial site in the Russian city of Taganrog, linked to Moscow's production of combat drones and electronic warfare systems, was damaged overnight, a Ukrainian official said on June 25th, amid Russian reports of Ukrainian drones targeting the area. Something unknown flew into the Atlant Aero plant in Taganrog. Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Counter-Disinformation Center at Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, said, "This is an important node in the Russian military-industrial complex, specializing in components for combat drones and control systems." Kovalenko said the plant is involved in the production of Orion drones, electronic warfare complexes, and digital integration systems for strike FPV drones and loitering munitions. Russian authorities reported a wave of overnight Ukrainian drone attacks across multiple regions, including Rostov, which borders eastern Ukraine. Russia's defense ministry said its forces shot down 40 Ukrainian drones over several areas, including the Crimean Peninsula, and 7 over the Rostov region. Rostov Governor Yuri Slyusar said on Telegram that while there were no casualties, the strikes allegedly caused a fire at a sports complex and damaged a high school and 2 residential buildings in Taganrog. In nearby Azov, a grain warehouse and industrial facility were hit, he added, without providing further detail. Throughout Russia's full-scale invasion, Ukraine and Russia have extensively invested in drone technology, revolutionizing the way wars are fought. Ukraine has ramped up its domestic drone production and long-range strike capabilities as it seeks to weaken Russian military infrastructure deep behind enemy lines. Earlier in June, Ukrainian drones targeted long-range Russian bombers in an operation dubbed Spiderweb. Russia has escalated its missile and drone attacks on Ukrainian cities, launching hundreds of drones during overnight assaults. Since February 2022, Moscow has launched 28,743 Shahed-type drones at Ukraine. Speaking at the NATO Defense Industry Forum in The Hague on June 24th, President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukraine can produce over 8 million drones of various types each year. He called for an increased investment from the Allies to reach that potential.
Да так быстро видела. Вау, блядь!
Что это?
Сука, он въебал в МПЗ, блядь. Ух, ебать ту Люсю, блядь.
On the Lyman front in Donetsk region, a Russian 9K-55 Grad 1 was wiped out. Aerial recon by the 60th Brigade passed the target to the Signum Battalion of the 53rd Mechanized. As the drone approached, the crew fled in panic, too late. The 9K-55 Grad 1, a lighter and more mobile version of the standard BM-21 Grad, is being used by Russian forces in Ukraine for rapid artillery strikes, especially in forested or difficult terrain. Mounted on a smaller truck chassis, it offers quick deployment and retreat, making it harder to detect and target. Its 122mm rockets can still deliver significant firepower against Ukrainian troop concentrations or defensive positions, though with less range and payload than newer systems. Despite its age, it remains a useful tool in Russia's layered artillery strategy. Russia's missile strike on Dnipro yesterday left 20 people dead and nearly 300 injured, marking one of the deadliest attacks in recent months. The scale of suffering is staggering. Families torn apart, lives shattered in an instant. Among the damage was a church, symbolizing not just physical destruction, but a deep emotional wound for the local community. As emergency crews worked through the wreckage, the city grappled with the trauma of yet another brutal assault targeting civilians. The strike underscores the relentless nature of Russia's campaign, where civilian areas continue to bear the brunt of the war's escalating violence. Trump was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for the ceasefire between Israel and Iran. In a letter to the Norwegian Nobel Committee, Republican Representative Buddy Carter recommended the U.S. president for the award in recognition of his extraordinary and historic role in mediating and ending the armed conflict. He probably didn't mention that Trump also bombed Iran. Kaja Kallas. The EU has secured 80% of 2 million ammunition rounds pledged to Ukraine. While all eyes are on what is happening in Iran and in the Middle East, there are people dying in Kiev because Russia keeps bombing Ukraine every single day. So we have to keep up the pressure on Russia. That's why we are pushing for the 18th package of sanctions.
But already 9:30, we have Minister Sibiha here. We are discussing Ukraine, and of course, while all eyes are on what is happening in Iran and in the Middle East, then there are people dying and in Kiev because Russia is keeping the bombs and bombing Ukraine every single day. So we have to keep up the pressure on Russia. That's why we are pushing for the 18th package of sanctions. Also, we have to give the military support to Ukraine. I'm happy to tell you that 80% of the ammunition initiative has already been pledged, but of course we have to do more to have for this year the 2 million rounds initiative fulfilled. And then we will also have a discussion on China. So it will be a first discussion as focused on the security issues only, ministers only format to have a broader perspective. How does that all fit into the picture? So as you can see, a lot of important topics today and a lot of substance.
Andriy watches as rescuers search for his 11-year-old daughter and wife under the rubble of a residential building destroyed by a Russian missile yesterday. Andriy was at work when the explosion happened. His wife and daughter were killed by Russia beneath the debris. 9 people were killed and 34 injured as a result of a Russian strike on the Shevchenkivsky district of Kiev. Deepest condolences.
Мне кажется, что це воно просто сниться. Хотів би, щоб була дитина жива.
Ukraine has tested a domestically produced guided aerial bomb, KAB, dropping it from a Su-24 frontline bomber. The weapon has a current strike range of up to 60 kilometers, with plans to extend that to 80 kilometers, Defense Express reports. The increased range is made possible by using Universal Guidance and Correction Modules, UGC, installed on high-explosive aerial bombs. Medoid Design Bureau develops Ukraine's version of the Russian UMPK. According to the developers, test drops from the Su-24 in level flight have shown promising results for both range and targeting precision. The KAB glides to its target after release, and development is ongoing to enhance its performance. Ole Vostrik, a Medoid representative, shared that the Ukrainian guidance kit is externally similar to its Russian counterpart, but differs significantly in its internal design, prioritizing improved accuracy. The wings can be quickly attached to the bomb in just a few minutes without issue, Vostrik said. Most components are produced domestically, though some parts are sourced internationally. The navigation module is Ukrainian-made, but a new version developed by a leading French manufacturer is also being evaluated. It is designed to resist electronic warfare interference. The current system enables the KAB to strike targets from up to 60 kilometers away. With further refinement and favorable flight conditions, such as a release altitude of 10 kilometers, the maximum range could reach 100 kilometers. Up to a dozen more test drops are planned before the Ministry of Defense completes its evaluation, a Medoid spokesperson said. Several Ukrainian-developed glide bomb prototypes are believed to be in testing. Last September, the Ukrainian Air Force reportedly trialed a bomb fitted with a domestic UMPK-type module. Such munitions may have already been used in combat, including strikes near Kherson using a weapon weighing over 100 kilograms. And latest from Iran, Quds Force commander Esmail Khani, previously believed to have been eliminated by the IDF, has appeared alive in new footage from Tehran.
Thanks for watching, And don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.